If you're retired or getting close under FERS, you've probably seen the COLA announcement and wondered, does this really help me or am I still falling behind? Today, let's unpack exactly how COLA impacts your FERS pension and what it doesn't cover. Because understanding this difference can help you protect your income for decades of retirement. First, what COLA actually does. COLA, or the cost of living adjustment, is meant to preserve your purchasing power as prices rise. For 2025, the COLA was announced at Insert Official once confirmed. That means your FERS pension will rise by a slightly smaller percentage, thanks to the Diet COLA rule. Here's the formula again. If inflation is 2% or less, you get the full amount. If it's between 2% and 3%, you get 2%. If it's above 3%, you get percent less than the full amount. So if inflation is 3.2%, your FERS annuity increases 2.2%. That's the price of being under FERS, a system built to blend your pension, TSP, and Social Security into one package. Second, who gets it and when? This is where many federal retirees are surprised. Under FERS, you don't receive a COLA until age 62, unless you're covered under special provisions like law enforcement or firefighters. If you retire at 57, that's 5 full years where your pension amount stays flat, even if inflation is high. In years like 2022 and 2023, when inflation spiked, that delay cost early FERS retirees thousands in purchasing power. Quick tip: if you're planning to retire before 62, build your income plan with that gap in mind. Schedule your federal benefits review at federalpensionadvisor.com. We'll show you how to model your income with and without COLA, so you can see how much inflation might eat away at your pension before your first adjustment even arrives. Third, what COLA doesn't cover. COLA only tracks the Consumer Price Index, not your personal spending. It doesn't cover rising costs in Medicare premiums, FEHB plans, or long-term care, all of which often increase faster than inflation. For example, if your FEHB premium goes up 5%, but your pension COLA is 2%, your net income actually drops. The same goes for Medicare Part B. Those annual increases can quietly offset your COLA gain. That's why it's critical to compare your COLA increase to your actual expenses every January. It's not just about what went up, it's about what else went up more. Fourth, COLA and compounding over time. Even though FERS COLAs are smaller, they still compound. A 2% increase on a $40,000 pension adds about $800 the first year. But by year 10, that adjustment is over $4,000. The longer you live, the more COLA matters. And that's where your TSP and Social Security timing come into play, because those are the levers you can control to help offset what COLA doesn't. Fifth, real example. Let's say 2 retirees both have $50,000 FERS pensions. One retires at 57, one retires at 62. If inflation averages 3% per year, after 10 years, the younger retiree's pension will still be roughly $8,000 lower per year, just from those 5 COLA-free years and the Diet COLA formula. That's a lifetime difference of well over $100,000 in lost purchasing power. It's not a penalty. It's just how FERS was designed. But knowing that means you can plan smarter. The bottom line, COLA helps, but it doesn't fix inflation. For FERS retirees, it's limited, smaller than CSRS, delayed until 62, and unable to match the rising cost of healthcare or daily living over decades. That's why the most successful retirees don't rely on COLA alone. They build a flexible income strategy, combining their FERS pension, Social Security timing, and TSP withdrawals to adjust faster than inflation ever could. If you want to see how this year's COLA affects your long-term income, visit federalpensionadvisor.com for a complimentary benefits review. Remember, COLA is just one piece of your retirement income puzzle, but it's the one that can make the biggest difference if you understand how to use it.